noticed that the greenhouses on this site, the wooden ones, were run down, and fortunately they were condemned, so the council had to take them down. What we did then was we approached the council and said that if they told us how much the cost of taking them down was, we could use that and do something with the site. The council did that, and the cost was £10,000. We raised another £20,000, which we bought the polytunnel, and we have a 21-year lease on this site for the peppercorn mint. The idea is for a community gardening project, which, as you can see in the background, has since flourished. We've got plenty of volunteers, and so we're growing produce with raised beds. We have teams of volunteers who come and we do courses which are conducted by a very highly qualified horticulturist.
My role is a horticultural consultant, and I came across initially, as I say, to do the feasibility study, but now I'm more developing the volunteer training programme. So I reckon within 12 months that this place will be certainly self-sufficient in terms of management and workers. In the first year, all we actually did really was actually put down this structure. Before, there was lots of old greenhouses there. They were knocked down by the Denbighshire County Council, and then we were able to rebuild this facility. The first group of trainees have been through formal training in vegetable production, so the principles of vegetable production and the control of pest diseases and weeds. So that gives them the skills to actually run an allotment, whether it be in here or outside. Those first group of trainees are now in a position to train other trainees that are coming in, so if other volunteers come along, they have a peer mentor effectively. They're placed with one of the original volunteers, and that means that they are trained as they go along.
And I started here about September last year, 2014. I looked at the journal and there was an article there, so I just got up, got in my car and came straight down because it was the open afternoon was then. I've gardened, but I haven't been able to sort of garden so much latterly because of commitments. But this is a lovely way of sort of coming back and thinking about it from a different angle and going home and think, oh yeah, you know, it gives you enthusiasm. It refreshes you and makes things think in different ways, really.
The development now, we've done our sort of first growing season now with the help of our horticulture advisor, who gave us an action plan for the first year of growing. We're halfway through the completion of that, and as this film will indicate, snapshots of various stages of growing within the project. We've done 2 accredited courses, and they've been successful with the volunteers. Our core volunteers now are able to take charge of things themselves, which is encouraging.
We have two types of course we can run. We can do non-accredited training, which is done by ourselves using, you'd still get the same tutor, but we would develop the course and they can be tuned to whatever you want, so we can do bespoke courses. Or we work in partnership with WA Cymru to do accredited training, so we actually deliver a Gorid Cymru units, and those units can build up. We work from entry level 3 up to level 4 if necessary, but normally around level 2. And what you would do is you would do units of horticulture which would build towards a qualification. And as I said, that's in partnership with WA Cymru.
The main body of volunteers come every Wednesday. But it would be good if we get a few more volunteers, because then they can come on another day. The day-to-day maintenance requires watering and attending. But we have Mr. David Thomas, who you'll probably interview later, who comes every day, and without him we wouldn't exist. Without him all the plants would die, and I come in 2 or 3 times a week because we live quite locally. But what we need now is more volunteers, so we can have a couple of teams to tend all the plants that we grow. And then they'll learn, they can have the produce that they grow, and any surplus we can sell.
This is a really exciting project. I work across the country, and there's very few projects of this type where people have the ability to grow in a lovely protected structure. I think the fact that it's about growing to eat, so it's about education in the community, it's about training in the community, it's about helping people to develop for the future. So if I look at the way this project's developing, it's exciting, really exciting. If people want to volunteer, it's very simple. If they just ring us, or we have a website or Facebook, so you can contact us that way, and then we can arrange to come in. We can show you around. You can just do an afternoon, see if you like it, and then if you agree to do that, then we would put you through a volunteer induction, which looks at health and safety. It looks at the sort of things we do, our commitment to you, and then that your volunteer hours would be monitored. You'd work with other volunteers and myself to make sure that you're trained in the sort of things that will help you grow your own fruit and veg at home.
I think it's a great opportunity if people can just come along and see, and they don't need to, if they might not be interested in so much in gardening, they might just, but they may find that they are, it's just come along and see, really.
All I'm looking forward to is the future, and for this to prosper, to benefit the community, to be just as much involved, if not more, with other agencies, and all I can say is for it to go from strength to strength, and that would be our ultimate aim and goal.
But I must thank the Patient Service, who've been most helpful. I mean, it's giving those people something to do who are on community service, and they seem to enjoy the fact that they are gardening, rather than rushing the streets or something. And we couldn't have moved quite as fast if we hadn't had their cooperation. I'd also like to thank the volunteers, and of course we must thank Dempsey County Council for their cooperation. In this instance they've been very, very helpful.